My beautiful stars, reading time. We're going to do it. Is it really over collective? Normally I go for my yes and no cards first, but I just want to see the collective's current emotion and then we'll get into the normal structure. All right, how are you guys doing right now? Okay, Tower. I just feel there's some really heavy emotion. All right, Page of Coins in reverse. Wow, you could be going through these ups and downs for over a year. 10 of Coins. Okay. All right. Right collective. There's something here that you've got an emotional surge right now. Okay. Something could have just recently come in quite swiftly and unexpectedly to really drag up certain emotion here. But with 10 of Coins and this Tower, this could have been an actual divorce here or just a separation that hasn't been finalized, just as a side note. But there's something here with the right collective. You really feel like you're not learning from the past when it comes to this situation. So it makes me feel this is more of something that might come in and out a little bit, this person on your mind. But for over a year, I feel there's been a lack of your feelings being validated here. There's been a lot of loose ends to tie off. But since whoever this person is, maybe it's like every time you hear from them, this Page of Coins in reverse specifies a bad news card. It's like, even if this person has popped in a few times, it's never ended well here. And you're starting to feel like this is really, you feel like you've got no common sense when it comes to this situation. And as well, I'm hearing this, especially if this was a marriage and there's children involved, or it was just more of a longer term kind of connection where, you guys really built a foundation together. It would make sense why this person still frequents your energy quite a little bit. But I'm also hearing this collective, I'm hearing a few things. For some of you, maybe you're not even married here. It's more the foundation that you were planning, okay? But whenever this person really starts to come over your mind, it affects other areas of your life. You kind of sit in an indecisive place and you start to procrastinate on certain decisions. It just makes you feel like the weight is really on your shoulders when it comes to this connection. For the right collective, this is your current emotion. Okay, I'm not here to tell you if it's right or wrong. I'm just confirming what the right collective is going through currently. Just with this not tying off loose ends or validating feelings, this winter hibernation, even though I'm saying this person could frequent you, a little bit, for some of you it could be like really, really sporadic. But to have the Tower here first, I'm literally hearing fed up. So it's either this person's approached again and it's just gone how it always goes, or it's just this emotional ignition that you're feeling of a true uncertainty. Again, I was wanting to do it. Is it really over? So I'm hearing a few things. So we've got Knight of Swords. Whoa, oh my gosh. This collective, you're pissed. So these two together, we've got Knight of Swords in reverse and Seven of Swords. So when you're thinking of this connection, you definitely see it as a missed opportunity. Every time this person approaches, it's very insincere. It could be quite hurtful. Goes back to this bad news. It's like you're always met with that disappointment kind of energy. But this whole situation, it's so out of control for you emotionally. It's just, again, it's doing your head in. You're viewing this person as being very strategic, a lot of self-interest, continuously wearing a mask with you. You could have caught them out on some fibbies here. This is also a card of lying, false pretenses, getting away with certain things. So I think for the right collective, especially because there's so much unvalidated feelings here. You could be really questioning why they wear this mask with you, especially if you had a 10 of coins with this person. Once upon a time, they were your everything. Like, you were creating a foundation here. Okay, that's life partner energy. Okay. You guys could have even had, you know, shared finance, especially if you're married, but it's kind of that energy, the version you get from of this person now. It's like completely polar opposite of the person that you fell in love with. Okay, you could really think that they're playing games with you in the background. But you're trying to find sense of why their energy is this kind of hurtful, sarcastic, rude, kind of out of control energy towards you, and you're taking it down to this, things that are hidden. Okay. It's really odd because, again, I'm wanting to do it, is it really over? And this collective, this is probably where you think, I'm just not learning from the past. What's wrong with me? I've got no common sense, because your inner soul, like, this is some frustration. Okay. So you're probably thinking there's something not balanced with you for still wanting this person. And again, I'm not here to tell you if that's wrong or right now. I'm just here to confirm what you're feeling. Like, it's like you genuinely are looking at this situation, and you've probably said, is the only reason I'm holding on to it is because of this. If this is how this person's treated you, and you've been going over this kind of up and down emotion, this roller coaster of emotion for over a year. Wow, there it is. So underneath this tower ending. So right now, as you're watching this, you are really reliving this ending. Okay, so again, 2 deviations. Either this person's just popped back up, it's ended the same, or it's just the energy. It's like you just feel you're going through emotional destruction right now. I think for a long time you've really thought whatever happened here, maybe time would heal all wounds, that you guys would come back into balance, you would go through that complete renewal of energy. And it's like the more you're holding on to that, the more frustrated. I'm seeing that Overit card. You know that this card? Like that deck, that's what I'm seeing in my mind. But this ending came through a very abrupt way. It was an abrupt change. You probably kind of in that energy, you didn't see it coming, especially with this not getting your validated feeling, with your feelings not being validated. Total overhaul, over and out, break up, new start, letting go, endings bring new beginnings. Especially if you've really put yourself in the category of really starting to go through your healing journey because of this person. It's like you're even having moments of thinking, when will these emotions I feel ever go away? It's like you could be questioning your whole healing journey right now. This collective, you're clearly going through some form of rebirth. And I always say, whatever our center focus is in an energy like this, believe it or not, the universe is, your higher self is making it a full focus for you, because there's something here emotionally you're not seeing right. I always say, the most powerful signs, the way they really get us to learn, is to feel. And it's not that you're not healing. It's not that you're not rebirthing. But you need to be honest with yourself. If every time this person's emotion comes up in this abrupt way, with this energy surge, it goes straight into this outlook, there's something that's not serving you right now. Okay? And I've said it already 2 or 3 times. I'm not saying that what you're feeling is wrong or right, but there's something here. If it keeps coming up center focus, and you know it deep down within this collective, there's something here you don't have maybe good judgment on this situation. Okay. Page of Coins in reverse. Oh my God. maybe this person really still presents, especially if you have been healing, and when this person has popped up, you've just seen no emotional evolution. If this person is very self-indulgent, struggles with certain addictive personality traits, quite materialistic, we've got 2 cards here of selfishness. This person is not just an addictive personality, but quite an excessive personality as well. And let's be real, when this person comes over you as a collective, does this activate certain things in you? Do you really struggle to ride the wave of emotion? Do you yourself turn to some silly, bad habits? Again, this is underneath what, like, I'm hearing both. It's not just you view this person as this, but this does activate some of your own excessive addictive personality traits, okay? And you don't like it. The thing is, this collective, you don't like it. It makes you feel empty. It's like it might numb you or soothe you in the moment, but after the fact, you feel really bad about it. Okay, so I'm just going to rip off the Band-Aid here. So for over a year, this collective, you've really thought this would 8 of Wands, that this would come back into alignment, that you would have good news, not bad news, that as soon as you came back into alignment, you would have swift progression, good communication, you'd get everything back on track. So that means for the right collective, and this is the most rapid moving card, right? So for over a year, you remind me of, and a lot of divines go through this, you break up, and to even think that you guys have to go through those 9-month cycles at the start, you can't even fathom having to wait for someone to return for 9 months. And then long and behold, 9 months pass, and then you go to your 18 months. But right at the start of the separation, you can't even think that that person would stay away for a week, let alone a year. And I feel this collective, this is part of this tower death energy you face all the time. Unfortunately, and again, I'm not saying this to upset you, I'm just trying to give you a different perspective. If you for a year or more have always felt that this was just you were by your clock, this is coming in, this is coming in, this is coming in, this is coming in, and every time you've been met with disappointment, especially those moments this person's popped up and it's felt like bad news, disappointment, this would chip away at anyone's soul. And I always talk about expectation, so our own expectation, thinking, if deep down in your soul you see this person like this, but you were wanting just rapid, everything's going to be okay again, that would send anyone crazy. That would chip away at anybody's soul, okay? This is probably one of your most important rows here, to just show you why now someone that once upon a time you saw like this, you see like this, okay? There could be distance as well since this separation. This is also a card of travel. So maybe after this, you guys, it wasn't just emotional distance, but physical distance got put in between you guys. 10 of Coins. Four of Swords in reverse. So this card specifies a card of ghost. So this ghosting causes a burnout, feeling restless. It did activate your dormant abilities though, this connection, so this healing journey, but you're exhausted. So I just want to go back to the beginning, because remember I was getting quite a few things. I was saying if you've got kids, this person would be coming in and out. Let's be real. If you had a 10 of Coins and I guess some parents do that. I guess some parents can just kind of disappear even when there's children involved. But what I heard straight away then was, I think it's more once upon a time you were creating, or you had built this 10 of coins environment with this person, and then the next, and this goes back to all of this unfinished business, your feelings not being validated, the cause of what's really happened here. It's that axe energy. It's like when this person decided to, and that makes sense with why you see them as hurtful and insincere and questioning their true motives when it came to you. This person kind of did the ghost. They did the vanishing act. So when I said this person might have popped up a few times, it wouldn't be that regular unless every time they've popped up they exit the same way again. They might pop up and then literally do the ghost every time that you hear from them. But this is burning you out, this collective. And remember I said I'm hearing fed up. I feel this collective, you're hitting your brink. All right, this last row, Knight of Swords in reverse, Seven of Swords. Oh, this is... So, I'm trying to be gentle, because I always say you cannot put a time, especially when it comes to heartbreak, 4 to 7 years to truly get over, like, a love that you love to the depth of your soul, but especially a love that seems to have exited this way in your perspective, main collective. But underneath this Seven of Swords and this missed opportunity, and that's the row that made me think this collective, like you've got the Hermit in reverse, but Five of Swords, so another kind of selfishness, right? So even though we have this outlook, you're still paralyzed in fear if this person will return, okay? You feel loneliness, you feel powerlessness, you feel this whole situation has really isolated you. So especially if you guys shared a friendship circle, or I just feel it wasn't just this connection that was affected. If it put you in isolation, yes, I always say, especially through healing, we go into our magical bubble, but still now, if this has been going on for a year and you're still facing this, like, this has really knocked you, okay? But even though you see this as so hostile, full of conflict, that you've maybe self-sacrificed so much, you're still in so much fear that this person's not gonna come into alignment with you. And I know this is probably not what you want to hear right now, but I'm going to say it. I always say I'm here for advice. And if you watch me regularly, you've probably heard me say this when I tap into energy like this. If you still have such a fear that you are not going to get, because let's just be very honest here. The only positive outlook this outlook, what you once had, and maybe what you think the potential might be again. But what you've been shown in the physical, unless this is all just you through your paranoia, just creating trying to give yourself reason why not to care, but it's not working. Just want to make that clear. Is this something to do with your abandonment? Is it something to do with your self-worth? Is it something to do with your codependency? Are you now at that point thinking, and I see this a lot, I see a lot of people, they go through a heartache, especially maybe a little bit later on in life, and you start to think, will I ever find love again? I see this a lot for my single mums. When you've got, kids, you question if you'll ever find that connection of someone that's not just going to love you to the utmost, but also your children. I see the fear of that all the time. And the only reason I'm asking it for this collective, because I just can't get over, and I know you're fed up right now. I know you're hitting your brink. And I know I just said whatever your full focus is right now, the universe is wanting you to clear something out. This is why it's accelerating in your mind. But I just can't get past what I wanted to do for this collective. Is it really over, right? So we are about to get into it. But this is either you are literally holding on to someone because of your trauma, or this could be, and I'm like I said, I'm about to get into it. This could be something actually quite beautiful here. I don't know, I haven't tapped into them, but your outlook on this is just terrible. Okay, this is making me feel, just reading the main collective's energy, this is reminding me of a karmic connection. This is reminding me of someone that's been abused, treated like rubbish, completely yelled at, and if that's not what's actually happened with your connection, and this person's just kind of left you in silence, or your disappointment was more because of whatever it is, how you create a version of people in your mind through negativity, it needs to be worked on. Okay, and like I said, I'm about to get into it, but a few things are coming to my mind here. Okay. I was going to do it, is it really, I'm thinking I need to do a you versus them. I'm thinking I need to do how you feel, how this person feels, just so I can get a better gist on where the main collective's mind is really at. If it's more just you need a different kind of focus, or if really this is something you've got to start walking away from. But I just want to get these to confirm your current connection energetically. Okay. Okay, so we do first card, seduction, but I like you, romance is blooming, fun flirting, wanting to date, reminiscing, keepsake, perception, wanting to learn from the past, dragonfly, coffee cup. Okay. So we've got two cards here of attraction, flirting, dating. This could be third-party interference as well, this first card. So what's currently going on right now, and this is from what I read for the main collective to this, very different. Okay, even as for finding something out, we've got the dragonfly. So from up there, they're saying you've got to be a little bit more lighthearted right now. Things are coming to light, but it's things that we need to adapt through. We need to change certain directions, especially maybe emotionally, and there's more healing that needs to be done. For this to come up, there are still things I think this collective you're not seeing right, and I wouldn't be surprised if the person that's connected to you is not seeing right. Okay, is something, you're right, not learning from the past. Okay, that page of coins in reverse, but the more I'm seeing this, I think it's more emotionally. I think the expectation of timing and coming back into alignment is what sets this collective crazy. This coffee cup is about meeting, conversing more, savoring the moment, having an uplifting conversation. So let's just say this is being held off right now. I'm going to be honest, it doesn't surprise me, because this right collective, like, you seem frustrated. Okay, but let's confirm these. So this seduction, so reminiscing. So it's not even that you found out something, this is something that you go over in your mind, and maybe this person does as well. Okay, but again, this is also a card of attraction and wanting to date again. You've got 3 cards about wanting to date again, but anyway, looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia, wanting to make new memories. So they're wearing that's what I'm going to be honest, intuitively, and like I said, I'm going to keep going through it. I feel this collective, you're this frustrated because these things haven't come to light. These new memories aren't being made. This coffee cup energy hasn't been put on the table. And remember your main part. I said your most valid row is the year or more and the expectation you've had for your Eight of Wands. And now that I'm seeing this, I do think you're right. So that Seven of Swords with the Knight of Swords in reverse. But me seeing this, if this person's hiding their true feelings about how much they like you, right, that they want to bloom this again, they're not being mean. Like, in the nicest way. This is all someone stuck in their mind. And I think I've got this right, collective, you're both stuck in the mind. But the way you view this person, you view them as insincere, hurtful, rude, a liar, deceptive, what else was it? Indulgent, addictive personality, that they're excessive, that like you've just got such a negative outlook on this person. And this is reminding me of a collective. This person's just chosen silence, okay? And I know I said you might have gone around the roundabout and this person could have popped in. But as soon as I saw that ghosting card underneath the 10 of coins, even if this person has popped in, I don't think they've been rude and hurtful and insincere. I just don't think they knew their emotion. And I think this collective, you're a little bit the same. They could have popped in dry and a little bit breadcrumby, but I just don't, the right collective, if they're hiding their emotion, they're not being mean, especially if they're hiding how much they like you. It's like they're scared to like you. And I'm going to be honest, me reading this collective, it scared me a bit. I think this collective, you've got a bit of a temper in the nicest way, okay? And don't make it fit. I don't need, oh no, that's this, that's that. It's not your collective. Like, the more I'm seeing this, it's just because they've been running. But they're not showing their true feelings here. They've been closing their feelings off. Okay, so you both need to heal a bit more. This learning from the past, making you your perception, the perception here is terrible. Healing from heartbreak, toxicity, relationship or addictions. Okay, but heart with a key, you haven't found this out yet, and there's a reason it's being held off. This is a very nice pairing. Okay. But there's more healing and change that needs to be done before whatever needs to come to light will come to light. This is clearly being held back for a reason. And there it is. So there is a truth that needs to be revealed, but it comes through a conversation with... So again, okay, right, collective, you know there's something that's not... And I think a lot of it is to do with the emotion here, okay? But I think, one, there is something that is destined for you guys to have at least a full circle moment of communication and really to at least, I'm seeing that sailing boat, okay, to at least, and I always say things come full circle when we're ready, okay, and you just need to trust it's not our ego's timing, it's divine's timing, and unfortunately it's this collective's ego's timing that's created this hurricane of emotion in you, all right? But clarity, truth, revelation will come, but that's your last row. This right now, there is something here that you both, and I will tap into them. There's something here, a perception shift needs to be taken. There's something about really learning from past emotions. And another deviation for the right collective, you're questioning if you've even been healing or this or that. There's just the reason this is coming full focus for you. There needs to be an adjustment with your frustration. And I see this a lot when you feel you're creating a 10 of Pentacles with someone and you feel, because remember underneath that it was like this just came out of nowhere, you would have had cracks, you would have had warnings, and the right collective, you can see how your mind can get when, unfortunately, this is going to be triggering. I'm going to say it. I'm ripping off the Band-Aid. When you're not getting your way, you can see how negative your outlook goes. Okay, and I'm not saying, let's be real, someone hiding their emotion and popping in and, like, I get it, it can be frustrating, but just how you're now starting to perceive this person's character, it's a little bit sad. Twin stop it. Oh, twin flame. And I always say, this doesn't come in. It's your transition to your divine light. Is that a divine light kind of energy? And if you, the right collective, you clearly resonate with this as being a twin. Okay, your last card. After that, all of that about... Anyway, I'm trying to be gentle here. Readings like this piss people off. Reflection. You truly believe this is your person, you're a mirror. So if you are projecting all of that out on them, what of those qualities do you embody? Because I always say it might just be 1%, but you embody some of those things yourself. And I say this, and deviation for a reason. I always talk about physical signs and how, unfortunately, you guys, you know, you really imprint in your mind that divine masculine signs is their face, right? So when you see their birthday, when you see their car make, when you know, smell what they used to wear, when you see their name pop up, maybe other people's profiles with the same name, or whatever the case, certain songs, certain movies, certain memories, that's my divine masculine. I always say wrong. The universe isn't giving us signs for external gain. Let it be love. Let it be finances. Another thing, you guys think you're going to win all the things that you think you see. Divine energy is to find your sovereignty and make you understand that you are one without the need of all, right? All the excess in life. So, and this is a big part of, unfortunately, a phase that you guys go through until you allocate the signs properly. When you're being constantly shown divine masculine signs, there's things within you, your divine masculine energy, you need to soothe and focus. And it's the same for them when they're constantly being shown signs about you. They need to work on their divine feminine, their compassion, their understanding, their empathy, right? Now, it's the same for internal emotion. Now, internal emotion, just because I always say that's even bigger signs than the physical. If in your soul, when their face comes up, you're thinking this, they're this, what in you is that, even if it's 1%. That's what you need to focus on. Why do I have such a terrible outlook on this person? If it's truly a divine journey, truly, yes, the way they leave is traumatic. But the separation, they're not coming in toying with your emotion and promising you the world and disappearing again and, you know, coming in and then going off. That's not how divine separation works. So yes, initial leave is because it's meant to accelerate an activation, okay, of trauma, because that's what fuses our brain out. But if you continuously feel these emotions about this person, and you do, right collective does, see them as this, what in you reflects what you feel about them. Harder the lesson to see, the bigger the lesson learned. And just an example, you see this person as a manipulator, a liar, a this or that. Look at how much this collective manipulates your mind. Like, look at how your thought pattern manipulates you. That's just an example. But see how that's a hard lesson to see? Because you think that's them in the physical. You do it internally, okay? Which means you probably do it a little bit externally, okay? Sorry, tough love. But it all comes from a place of you not feeling enough, not winning, not getting your way. So you're trying to soothe yourself with a very negative outlook because you're frustrated in this relationship. but it's made you lack confidence, and you go into self-sabotage, self-destructive mode, and it's your fear and ego issues, jealousy issues that come into play, which means this person's exactly the same when it comes to how they view you and this. Okay. Before we get into them, I want to see the universe's perspective. I just want to see if this is really a divine connection, or you've just put it in the category of divine because you can't get past the heartache. And then we'll get into this person's perception. This is the universe's perspective. So we've got dolphins, they could be a sign for you. Man, divine masculine energy. And the star. Okay, so far. Clearly there's not effective communication here, and everything happens for a reason. And I always say, when you meet your twin, when you meet them, you're a broken mirror. So worse than karmics, right? But this journey is to help you heal and get through trauma that's been holding you back your whole life. So this was meant to create peace and harmony, effective communication, bring your inner child back. Okay. This was meant to teach you to not only be in tune with yourself, but start to be in tune with others, which means you're very gifted. This was meant to make you eventually find the joy in life, but to understand that you can create your own joy. You don't need anyone else or anything to create that joy for you. So this person has always been in your energy, just like you've always been in theirs. But unfortunately, because that energy isn't being met in the physical, in the same room that you're in, it creates frustration. Okay, so yours and might still have, it's a star, it's a miracle card. So, and I always say, activating to this world and seeing the universe properly for the first, there's 5% of you that truly get to connect to that divine frequency. That's a miracle. This was meant to teach you that wishes and miracles can come true. It was meant to make you dream big. It was meant to show you the right kind of love, to reinstall your faith in life and hope. It was to inspire you. It was to show you that you were blessed. 16th of June could be an important memory or birthday. 28th of the 12th, 28th of December could be another important memory or birthday. It was meant to burn you to a crisp. It was meant to phoenix you in life. And I always say, to get a phoenix, that ain't easy. That's painful. To rise from the ashes, you need to turn to ashes. Completely reprogramming a belief system that's been locked into your brain since the age of 3 and 4. Right up to whatever age you were till you activated. Healing does not have a timer. If you activated, you're 4 or 5 years old. If you activated a year ago, you're 1 year old. You're relearning life. You're reparenting yourself. You're breaking free from everything that's trapping you right now. What's trapping you right now? What's that society's perception? You guys, that 5%, you're meant to break free the 85% from the 10% that conformed you from 3 or 4 years old. Through the structures, the hierarchy, the governments, institutions, the schooling system, the thing that keeps us all robots. Do you think your energy right now, how you see this, is your divine energy or sovereign energy, or do you think it's your karmic veil energy that you've been trying to heal? Just food for thought. Death, rebirth, catalyst of heart awakening. It was meant to make you rise up from the ashes because you were strong enough. It was meant to totally transform your life and give you a complete renewal. 25th of June. Tree of life. break you free from this condemnment that you've been stuck here from the start of time. Okay, grounded, teach you new vitality, plant the right roots in life, teach you personal growth, connect to your past lives and your past, present, future version of yourself, truly evolve you, and your connection to source. Break you free from your own fox behavior and this person. Remember, I'm reading you guys as one because divines, you are one. I just wanted to see the universe's perspective. Clearly this is beautiful. But your self-interest, and I said that before, for this collective, your self-interest isn't being met, and look at the havoc and the negativity that outweighs you, which would make anyone feel terrible. Your cunning behavior, maybe sometimes a bit of your sly behavior, always looking for ulterior motives in others, not trusting people. Okay. I always say, true divines, you're the most trauma-filled souls. You've had a life full of trauma, and a life full of trauma doesn't make us the best people, but everybody can change. Everybody. And that's truly what this true journey is for, to make you find your best self so you can shine that guiding light and be that lighthouse, that beacon for other people. The reason you guys have the life you have, because you're meant to transition out of being that empath, transmute, heal. How can you heal others if you can't resonate and understand their story? And this is why you guys have been through so much, okay? Why you guys can probably write 7 novels of the life you've had, so you can help the world around you by feeling their pain. Reason you guys heal, because you understand. You've been through it. Just remember that. You're just so stuck in the 3D right now for the right collective. Harmony. Trusting that things will unfold, not your ego's time, but divine's time, and allowing, okay, to release major opportunities in your life, for you to learn to celebrate the light, okay, for you to grow with warmth, but be proud of your boldness, okay, but find enjoyment again, expand your life in a positive way. It was to help you build strength. We can only build that lion strength by walking through a gazillion fires and teaching ourselves through every fire we get through every Mount Everest we climb. We're unstoppable. There's nothing too big that you cannot overcome. I'm going to be honest, the more I'm reading this, I just think the right collective, you're going through a little bit of a meltdown mode, okay? And like, I'm going back to the start. I don't think that's you all the time. I don't think that's you. I think, like we said with that tower and that rebirth, they're making you focus on this because they're wanting you to understand this outlook is not healthy. Not for you, not for anyone. You need to change your perception. To have confidence, okay? Another card of guidance, to learn to truly trust your inner knowing. Not the timing of things, just your inner knowing, and surrender to it. You're not meant to know your timing. You're not here to read yourself. You're not here to know your end stop. That's not life. This is just to make you trust, okay? Trust in freedom as well, and be free. Believe in your power, but this gets created through stamina and resilience. This journey, your commitment gets tested day in and day out. It's not easy. Oh my God, with miracles, luck. Another card of wishes, have always been by your side. Good fortune, become carefree, to believe in whatever reward will come. Where there's bad karma, clearing off the purple curtain, there is always good, but it's to relieve the expectation of what is good. When it's time, it's time. You're on your abundant timeline, But it's to teach you to let go of that. The gain of this journey. That, healing is for something. Healing is for you. Whatever comes, it comes when you've literally let go of what comes next. It was always destined to be a short-lived thing too. Just short. You guys weren't meant to run your course with this, and it was meant to exit the way it was meant to exit. Okay, but you're phoenixing. So to teach you when it's not the right time, as you're going through emotional purges and dark night of the souls and this and that and this and that, it's not time to have acceleration in love and this. You're going through something. You're cocooning. You're ripping away layers that have held you back from a child. Okay? To just keep focusing on what puts light in you. And this is why true divines, you activate to your birthright. Your mission, whatever it may be. You activate your passions in life. And it's to focus on them. When you're feeling like this, to teach you your confidence, to teach you can get anything done. Another card of your boldness, your braveness, your reliability is someone that people can count on, and you deserve that back in return. Okay? It was to build a community around you. Wasn't, will I find love again? Do I need to get out? Do I need to date? Am I going to have this in my life? Am I going to have that? Am I getting too old? Am I getting this? That is society's 85% outlook. You are a child of the divine. Believe. Okay. Teach you your Hierophant energy, your magic, your unstoppable magic. That you've been a magical being from the start of time. Okay? You were born to lead the way. You were born to be head of the pack, not a follower, leader. True connection to source. True connection to up above. And just understanding there's so much more to life than what we're taught and what we see in front of our face every day. It's unicorn energy. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not real. Another card of luck and abundance. The Lady Beetle. Vibrant, abundant life. Happy, comfort, leisure. It'll come. Wishes coming true. Birth of a daughter, birth of a son. One more. Church. So you didn't get the twin flame card come out, and it's for a reason. You've got to take the label off it. But to teach you to break free from belief systems, the structure, the hierarchy, the things put in place, you are stronger than that. Certain traditions, programming. You'll get married. You'll have what you want to have. But first, break free. This is what's sending you crazy in the mind. This is deeply committed. It's an uncommon bond. Manifest your deepest desires. All in for what you love. You will reawaken lost hope. And this journey was to teach you to reawaken lost hope. Okay? Find love in the world again. True divines, you've been through so much shit. Just before you get activated, you're detached people. You've literally armored your whole soul because of how much you've been hurt. You guys don't even realize it. It's sad. Okay, let's get this person's perception on this whole situation. All right, connecting's energy. Connecting energy. Okay, so I don't think they ever really wanted to walk away. They had to. I always say 8 of Cups is such a painful one. We don't want to walk away from that cup, but we need to let go of that cup because we know that cup is putting our other cups off balance. So even right now, they've got all of this emotion bubbling under the surface. They've got all of these things that they're thinking about, but they don't think this is healthy. And I can kind of see why. There's something here. They are thinking about acting. Are they like, in a few days I'm going to act? No, but I do think they're in the emotion, especially with bubbling under the surface. It's time. I need to act. I do want a fresh start here. But then they go over all the grievances. This is reminding me of one of my divine collectives I have here. Every time you've spoken to this person, it has ended up full of fire. Okay. The block, the unblock, and I'm not saying abusing each other and this and that, but it's just become very, I always say, true divines, when you guys are getting stuck on that layer that you all have to get through, communication that goes awry, it's not like normal communication. It takes you about 2 months to really simmer down from, and it actually really affects the masculines. You've got to understand, it's so hard for them to really come forward with their true emotions. So that acceleration and the palpitating heart and them losing sleep and them losing focus, and then it just destroys them. And I'm not saying it doesn't destroy the feminines, but I just think the feminines, because you're living in the emotion and the expectation of what will be, they're still trying to fight how they feel about you because it doesn't make sense to them. But right now, you are a main focus here, but they just don't know what direction to take. They could be, I'll have to confirm this, that they could be thinking about the initial walk away right now, but I think as well, when they're wanting to act and they're like, oh my god, I just need to come forward, they're thinking, how will this work though? Moon, they're not seeing clearly, so they're blocked and they're in fear and anxiety. Blocked intuition, misconception, uncertainty, deception, instability, dreams, anxiety, illusions. So again, unfortunately, this person's perception on you as well is still not completely clear because they're trying to validate why they should stay away. But you guys are reflecting this in your own right. And they are uncertain. They don't trust their intuition when it comes to this. They trust their overthinking mind. But that's beautiful. When you're good, you're great. And you could be an actual psychic, but your empathy, your intuition, your psychic abilities, this is something they think about. But how loving you are, your deep feelings, when you're emotionally connected and they see you just in an emotional flow, you clearly love very hard. And clearly when it comes to vulnerability, you are quite an open person. You're okay to get deep. And that would be confronting for someone that isn't at the point of ready to get deep. But for them to see you like this, that's beautiful. And you see them as a, what's your part? And I will say this could be, I want one more for that before I say that. Yeah, I was just about to say this could be them softening up a little bit with their emotion, and you got 5 of Wands in reverse, because that's what I was feeling, wanting to solve these situations, wanting to resolve these situations, wanting to harmonize and find common ground, find solutions. So I don't just think they see you as this, but I feel their emotion is starting to warm up to wanting to. Are they there just yet? I do not think so. Okay, we'll get a few more decks. But I can't, how you guys are right now, there is no way that this person is about to act here. Sorry. I have to, like, I'm not going to speak too soon. 8 of Cups. Yeah, they're still not seeing their purple curtain properly. So they're still kind of a little bit stuck here. Karmic avoidance, victimization. They could have felt really shamed and blamed by you as well. But imbalance. And even your actual connection. Let's just say, and I say true divine societal issue. Religious factors, cultural differences, spiritual factors, nobility factors, age difference, sexuality, marriages. There's things that have a lot of opinions, right? And maybe this was another reason that the adversity around you guys, the opinions around you guys, you might have felt like they didn't affect you, or this person might have presented like it didn't affect them. But if they're going over feeling shamed and blamed, and this could have even been a bit of your behavior too, they're still trying to validate why they walked away or why they still need to walk away. So even though there's this, They start to question their intuition, if that's the right approach. And then as soon as it starts bubbling, because that's what's happening right now, all this emotion is bubbling, they go straight back into the 50-50. Do I do this? Are they really this? But I remember this. I always say perception doesn't change through words, it's actions. So clearly they have not seen action from you in the physical to really imprint the new perception that's being created, right? But because it's such an overwhelming fixation right now, again, they're not like, I'm going to act in a few days, but they're thinking, is it time? Do I just do it? Do I just bite the bullet? Do I just do it? Do I take the leap of faith? Okay. Let's keep going. So this could be for them last 3 to 4 weeks. You've been really coming over them very heavily, bubbling under the surface, being a clear focus for them. But they keep reevaluating their plans. They're trying to have a new perspective here, and you can see it, but you need a new perspective too. That's one of the biggest things for you guys. You're not seeing this situation right. You still have so much blame on one another for each other's hurt, instead of really understanding this all had to happen the way it happened. Okay. So they did get this for you as well. So you got this about them. They feel this about you. That you were a bit excessive. That you were a bit selfish. That you were a bit imbalanced. Self-indulgent. Self-focused. I feel that a little bit for this collective, not going to lie. But the addictions. Materialistic. So again, this could be them reflecting on their behavior, why it holds them back. But I remember deviating. As soon as I was reading that for them, I said, collective, you could even embody some of this. And by the looks of it, you do. Or they definitely think you do. Let's get one more for that. Oh, you take their mental strength away. So just how I deviate a few, you guys could numb, they do the same. And they don't like it. So when they think of acting, they know I'm going to lose my power here. They think they're getting their power back by staying strong, but they know there's something about their self-doubt. This card says conquering self-doubt. I just don't think they're there just yet. I'm going to be honest. They try and escape this. They don't feel like they have control of their emotion or their strength when they're around you. And I'm going to be honest, especially if you are like this, you could talk yourself out of anything, this collective. So if this person's really kept you at an arm's distance and they haven't opened the floodgates here, it's like they know, it's that your touch will destroy me. Or I look at you. It's like they just know if they're in your presence or allow for a deep conversation, it's like you'll suck them back in. Okay? Don't make it fit. But they're blind. You've got 2 of Swords and the Moon. So they are truly blinded when it comes to this decision. They're not ready. And neither are you. It would end up, you'd be just another lesson, getting stuck on the same layer. Until they can trust what they feel and not question everything and put it... They're not as negative as you, though, collective. I'm going to be honest. Watch the whole thing. But you both mirror this. You both try and find excuses of why you shouldn't love one another. Okay. Last one. But things are stuck. When they're good, they're very good. So your only really positive card was 10 of coins, but you weren't seeing them in any kind of beautiful balance. Like, this person can see you, right? And I'm going to be honest, this main collective, you've got a really misconstrued conception, and I've explained it a few times. It's because of that, unfortunately, this has been going on for a year or more, and you have never had that 8 of Wands here, your own expectation, right? This person, even though they're blocked, they still see you so beautifully when they're not triggered by you. There's a clear focus and a belief in who you really are, right? But as soon as they want to act, and they think about how much it took them to really, really get over this, if they are even really over it, they start to think, nah, how could this ever work? look at how we are when we're around each other. Look at the emotion it brings up. And that is when they get completely blinded and blocked to what they're feeling. So they stay quiet and they shut down. Where this collective, again, just watch the first part. I just want to see their true intention towards you right now, just to break a bit more of this down. And then I want to see what they're actually really fearful to say, because that might give us some more clarity for you guys, although I can pretty much see, and I think the right collective, you would kind of understand, if you've watched from part 1, why this is still on pause. But anyway, this is their true intention. Okay, so we've got Leo. Oh, so they're jealous too, which means you're jealous, you're mirrors. Okay, and maybe not to their extent, but you would embody it a bit yourself, right? I feel this is what pisses them off still. So when they have strength, they find something that triggers them about you. And I was so used to being the center focus, because remember, you both see each other as selfish and self-focused, both of you. I was so used to being the center focus of everyone's attention, but your magnetism outweighed mine, and I was insecure about that. Okay, number 8. So they still go over it, but that's nice. You got destiny. You both feel it, but you're scared of each other. That's what it comes down to. I am understanding our relationship and our connection. I think they're starting to, but again, they've got that moon and 2 of swords. They're not completely there. What I once thought was trivial was something more on a higher consciousness. I couldn't understand it then, but I do now. Number 33. And then telepathy. They feel they're telepathically connected to you. So the only reason they would think they're telepathically connected to you, if you guys aren't talking and you guys aren't in the physical, how do you know this, right? So the only way they would know this is by spying on you. Okay, so let it be you post things, say things, do things on your socials that are happening in their life. Oh my God, can they feel me? Can they? Or if you're friends, you know, when you both log on at the same time, or there's something here in the like if you're not in room, right? How do you know you're telepathically connected? This is done in the background. Just right, collective, that'll make sense. I feel you through everything. The things I touch, the images I see, the voices I hear. We are connected throughout the universe, even if we are miles apart. Whoa. I was not expecting that. Union and in sync. So it does make a little bit of sense, because it's when they want this union, in sync, getting married, bah, 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 then they think about the attention you get from others and it triggers them. So I guess it kind of I want to commit to you. I want to hold your hand in sickness and in health. I want to walk into the sunset with you and never look back, but I need to release certain commitments to fully commit to you, right? But this is underneath the attention of others. So 1, I think for them to fully commit to you, there's something here they need to adjust when it comes to their possessive claiming energy. It triggers them. It'll never work long term. So that's something they need to heal, which means, unfortunately, because this person themselves, like this collective, hard to trust people. So if you've got a lot of attention around you and you're not doing things to soothe that, remember, the right connection, it soothes our nervous system, not accelerates it, right? Not saying that you shouldn't have the life that you have, but the right part, you'll have compromise, okay? Where clearly in the past there wasn't compromise here for these things. Let it be they brought up your socials, you would still maybe post raunchy things, or you know, whatever the case is, that came to my mind for a reason. There's something here. And I'm not saying that's the right thing to do in a relationship. I don't think anyone should be dictating how people should. I don't think that's right. But if this is someone you truly love, again, the right connection will soothe our nervous system until you guys build that trust bond back. This needs to be worked on. They need to understand they can trust you and vice versa. And when it comes to excessive attention, they can't stand it. Okay, so that's either something you want to compromise with or you don't. but that's a big thing for this person. Okay. So it's funny because that was at the start. They wear a mask over their true feelings, the destiny of you, but so do you. This collective, I know they see you as a Queen of Cups, but true divines, you both have this hurricane. You're not communicating. You guys are normally in no contact. So you're both wearing a mask over each other's depth of feeling. Okay. But anyway. 79, I don't even know I'm lying to myself about the way I feel about you. I may act as if I don't care. And that was a huge detail. This collective, that was huge. And another confirmation. You think they're being this, bullying you, insincere, hurtful, this, out of control. Blah. They're not saying anything. For the right collective. For the right collective. I care too much and it makes me afraid your touch will destroy them. They're going over a memory that broke their heart. Okay, that keeps their mask on here. From September to November, November to December. And so what they do to keep themselves busy is juggle in life. Their priorities, their responsibilities. They try to avoid the intensity of this. I'm having a hard time processing what happened between us. They still over and over and over and over in their head. And so does this collective. And for the right collective, it's been going on for a year or more. This is what unfinished business does. Just wait for your full circle moment. It will come, but when you're both energetically ready for it. Okay? So I don't mind that. I think it's good when they're focused on finances here, as long as it's not materialism as in just putting on a show and spending more than you make just for an appearance, okay? But underneath, telepathically connected, there's something about maybe work path, if you know it or not, you're very like-minded with, but they feel you do want a new beginning with them, but I think they question it and other people's opinions. So they know that you know something. Okay, so they know that you know certain advice that was given, certain people that interfered. They know you know something. Okay, so another thing I just heard, maybe, especially if you haven't been in contact, but maybe they think that you know where they work or that they work with some of these people that had these opinions, but it's that, you know, I'm hiding deep feelings for you and now I feel stuck. It's like they truly believe you can feel them and what they crave from you, but that they're not ready, maybe because of finances and responsibilities. And I think this collective, when you're in belief and you're not focusing on time, you already know the answers, but it's because the time's not being met for you. So it just sends absolute havoc. Hold on. All right, let's just get some message cards for you guys. My life is a mess right now. Truth. I think both of you are, well, this collective, especially emotionally. The heat between us is too intense. It's too much passion. It scares them. And this person's trying to, it hurts so much. And it hurts you so much. It hurts both of you so much. My advice for this collective, as triggering as part one is, you need to watch it. You need to take some notes in that. Because until you change that perception, this person's going to be stuck in their perception. Okay? And I know that was triggering. But the right collective, it'll make sense. Okay. And you both speak this way about each other internally, although this person doesn't speak that bad about you internally. I'm going to be honest. From a place of hurt. They're blocked emotionally. And, oh my God, you know what I'm going to say? For this collective, if you love this person the way I'm seeing you love them and you got them blocked, you're emotionally imbalanced. I talk about it all the time. People that block, and I see it in the comments, should I block them? Yeah, block them. Get them out of your energy. Don't let them access your energy. You can't deal with it. You're emotionally imbalanced. People that block and unblock and you say, oh, save your energy. Why are you watching love readings on these people? Why are you watching love readings on them? Unless you got a stalker, harassing, creeper, of course, block that person. If it's someone that bloody irritates you and you just don't want to see, although I even say those people, there's lessons to be learned. Because people that trigger us, it's either to make us self-aware or there's something that we inspire. There's something we see in them that we can adapt and be. But that normally comes off as projection when we're not, jealousy when we're not aware. I always say people that irritate you, you should actually keep them unblocked because there's a lesson behind it when you're ready to see it. Twin flame, you want to block them, you're blocking out your biggest lessons. They're the person that triggers you the most. You're meant to feel the trigger to walk through it. A lot of people that block you, you're racing on the, if I don't block them, they'll block me. And then you check them on different profiles and this and that. These know-it-alls in the comments, yeah, block them, block them, block them. You're 85% of the population. Sorry, saying it, truth. If you cannot deal with someone's energy and you're watching love readings on them, you're not balanced. Okay, you're not balanced. And you're not ready for a nice, thriving love. You're not ready for a love that's deep and vulnerable, and you don't have the communication tools to be able to build a firm foundation. Okay, truly. Because that comes from emotional immaturity. Sorry, and I'll stand firm on it. They don't want to be alone, and it scares them. With you having to reopen that scar. You guys clearly can't deal with each other's emotions. Painful memories. So they go over the pain and the brokenness. And this collective, unfortunately, you go over, you blame them for retaliating through their pain. But have you taken account, and again, don't make this reading fit, but I'm not even going to say it. But it's all too much for them. How intense the emotion is. How much it makes them imbalanced and overwhelmed. But if they could go back in time, they would handle this completely differently. But it hurts them so much when they think about the past and what's been done. I am blocked. I don't know where to start. I wouldn't be surprised if this person's actually blocked you, because they themselves, they can't deal with emotion. So they can't deal with emotion. And let's go back to the blocking. If you get really triggered when someone blocks you that you care about, but you do it to others, projection. I always say, what we project out, we'll get in. We'll get in. Learn the lesson. Okay. I don't want to be alone. But they can't make a decision. That's at 50-50 because they're blinded right now on a crossroads. Painful memories. They can't promise you anything, so they choose to stay quiet as well. So maybe that is their life, or they're just not in the place to give you a deep commitment. So it's like, why open that wound? If I can't be with this person all the time, or I can't offer them this because of my job, or this or that, or this or that, what's the point right now? The universe is holding this back for a reason. And I can feel, I always say as a reader, we embody the collective's energy. And I can feel the spice. It's very rare. I will have little, and I'm doing it for this collective, which means this collective, and there's nothing wrong with spice. It's your authentic self, yes, but you just need to make sure, and this person does see you as a Queen of Cups when you're in your grace, right? But you clearly do, and I could see it with that first part. You can just, I don't know if you know that you've got a bit of a forthright, a bit of a blunt approach at times. There's something within your energy is very confronting for them, and it actually creates hurt. I think you're connected to someone quite sensitive, and the thing is, you would be quite sensitive too, but you, unfortunately, I think when someone activates your sensitivity, maybe sometimes it can come out in a more of a way than this person. Okay, there's things about your communication, both of you, that need to be soothed and learned from for you to be able to make new memories. Okay, watch from the beginning. I'm closing that off because I can feel my energy with that one. Trust in divine timing. Again, not your ego's time, divine's time. You're both finding your big, beautiful, bright wings right now. Black and white animals. BIGF. Cherries. We love some cherries. Maybe you've been struggling to sleep. Why did I hear that? Cherry juice. Boil down some cherries. It releases a natural melatonin. But opalite, this has been coming out a lot. Maybe you just bought an opalite, you need to, or opal birthstone. Perseverance will pay off. Luck is on your side. You just need to believe. And again, everyone hates this word, surrender. But your duck, trust your intuition. And you might see ducks when there's something that you've got to sit and take focus on, thought pattern as well. I just heard But dolphin, double whammy with the dolphin. They're just trying to create effective communication and harmonize. But trust. Both will spread your wings. You're getting more activation up here. Remember, right at the start, whatever your focus is through this emotional tower, this death period, rebirth period, they're wanting a different outlook. That's what you should focus on. Okay. So 9-9, you could be seeing 9-9 a lot. They are trying to close out a chapter for you at the moment. 14th of the 4th, 144, you could be seeing 18th of the 4th, 9th of the 4th, 4th of the 9th, 13th of the 4th, 13, surrender to the divine, 1331. 3, 4, 5, 6, literally 3, 4, 5, 6 consecutive numbers, 13th of the 10th. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 5, 4, 3. All right. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. I know that was a bit triggering. I love you guys.